Now, these jokers right here weren't being great at all. What is wrong? What is wrong? Okay, great people. This is where you are encouraged to be great, stay great, keep being great. What's happening here? What is driving this madness in our schools? Let's get into this. Now, this fight right here is really, really a bit much. Why does it have to get to this? Let's get into this, y'all.
To a violent fight among students. This happened at Ben Franklin High School in Spring Garden. Philadelphia police are looking into some videos of the fight that were posted to social media. This is part of their investigation. Action News reporter Annie McCormick is live for us in Spring Garden with those details. Annie?
Yeah, and John, this happened on the first day of summer school.
According
to police, the two victims, who are teenage girls, were sent to the hospital but have since been treated and released. Philadelphia police are using two videos as part of their investigation into this brutal fight that occurred at Ben Franklin High School this past Tuesday, the first day of summer school. Philadelphia police say both victims are 15 and were treated at the hospital for their injuries.
Two of the females had some head and neck injuries from being assaulted by at least three other girls during this incident.
The school district released a statement saying in part they are working with Philadelphia police and aware of the video, saying in part the district is committed to providing safe and welcoming schools and summer programming. Incidents that potentially compromise the safety of students and staff are taken very seriously.
I was upset. I couldn't sleep. It bothered me, and I made sure that, what time we got here, 9 o'clock this morning? 9 o'clock this morning. 9 o'clock this morning we were here.
Mecca Robinson is a guardian of a child that goes here. She also runs a nonprofit aimed at helping homeless youth. She rallied the heads of fellow organizations that also work with Philadelphia teens. Today, they met with the principal and offered assistance.
We see the need. We have to come out. We needed to come out here and show that no matter what, we're going to support Ben Franklin.
In the meantime, the investigation is ongoing. Police believe this began with a verbal altercation that became physical and spilled into the hallway.
We're doing interviews. We're looking at video, plus the video that popped up on social media to see who else we could identify and talk to.
Now,
this just really infuriates me to no end. It really does. It saddens me to see that we have to use physical violence to handle our situations. So many of our youth are using physical violence to handle verbal disagreements, arguments, and confrontations. And it just shouldn't be the case. The girl was laying down on the floor lifeless, so she wasn't fighting back. Regardless of what the situation was, if we're having a verbal disagreement, it does not give you the right to put your hands on another person. That goes for adults as well. Kids, you have got to be able to have a disagreement with another student and keep your hands to yourself. You as adults, if you make that decision as an adult, you are going to go to jail. And now they're taking y'all to juvenile. There's a zero tolerance policy for this foolery. And this is just unacceptable. You have got to be able to problem solve and use your brain instead of your hands in these types of situations. I could say so much more. The young lady was not defending herself, and I feel as though she should have. I sure do. I am not going to tell a student to allow themselves to be beat up by another student. I'm not going to do that. Now, do you have to pull out a weapon? Well, absolutely not. But how do you protect yourself from another student that is physically harming you? What do you do? That's the question. Of course, you're going to tell an administrator, but you got to get to the place to be able to tell them that. If that's even possible. Of course they were called in this situation. Of course they were made aware of the instance. However, in the moment, what do you do? How can this be avoided? How can this be avoided? This absolutely makes no sense. It makes no sense. So should the ones who were jumping on the young ladies because they had a verbal altercation be penalized? Absolutely. Yes, they should, because they need to understand and know that there are consequences for your choices and decisions. And when you make those types of choices, there are consequences for them, which is called juvenile. And no, we don't want this to happen. Oh, maybe they'll give them a warning. Maybe they'll get suspended. But if something is not done, it's going to be a continuous thing, which can spill over into adulthood, young adulthood, and then you are faced with more harsh consequences. You could even use your life, because now kids are pulling out weapons in school. They are pulling out weapons in school. So we have got to come up with some other things. And kudos to those organizations that have stepped up and said, you know what, I'm going to come up and stand up here. And we need to talk to these kids. We got to be present. And kudos to you. Kudos to you, because that's what they need. They need more problem solving skills to understand that you're not going to get along with everybody. You may not agree with every person. You may not even like the person, but that does not give you the right to put your hands on when you don't agree, when you don't like the person. It doesn't. Stay to yourself. Move on. Or maybe you have a conversation and you can agree to disagree and keep it moving. But fighting is unacceptable, great people. And remember, your goal is to continue to be great. It is continue to be great. Check out some of these videos I have on this channel about positivity, your mindset, your peer group, communication, being in school for the sake of learning. Not for all the tomfoolery that y'all be up in there for today. It ain't even that. Okay, great people, let's get in this comment section. Subscribe to the channel, share the video, and I'll see you on the next one. Yeah.